Welcome to Damage Control. We just wrapped up our 2012 annual World Conference. This is Christian. He just flew all the way down from Juneau, Alaska. This guy bought a $1,000 plane ticket to come down and train with us for the weekend. He's a stud. He's got a fight coming up in a few days, and we just finished up a private lesson this morning where Christian said he wanted to work on two things mainly, ground and pound and arm triangles, which are two of my favorite ways of doing MMA or strategies for fighting. And so we're going to do a quick highlight of what we covered today so that he can log on to Damage Control and remember everything he got out of his private lesson. So here we go. We're going to start with the old Team Quest, punching to takedown, punching to takedown. As you're doing this, you're either going to land your punches and knock the guy out, or you're going to get your takedown, or if the guy is super savvy, he may defend all of that all the way until he's backed into the cage. Once we've got him backed into the cage, Christian's going to take me down, get a top position, give me a couple punches to the face, and that will wrap up our first segment here. So from this position, Christian's going to shoot off of his lead hand, and you don't have to go lightning fast. We want you to be able to see this, so when you log back on, you get the details. So he can jab, cross, jab, any combination actually that ends with the left hand and sets up his takedown. So go ahead. I'm going to stop the takedown, which forces me to bring my hands down and break my posture. He's going to come up from here, give me a little bump, forward pressure, and a couple more punches. I have to defend those, which makes it hard to defend the takedown. And as I fall into the cage here, he's going to climb back up to his feet. From here, he's going to split my legs and try and get his hip all the way through to the cage surface there, making sure he has an underhook over here. So if I ended with the underhook, he would have to pummel in as he sets us up. All right, now what he wants to do is he wants to take my left leg off of the mat so that all of my weight is on my right foot. And now he's going to rip that out and give me a couple punches to the face here. Boom, good. Okay, now let's do that one time and a little bit quicker. So go ahead, Christian. Nice work. Okay. Next thing we want to cover is what if Christian gets pushed against the cage. So we've got a couple of techniques for that, and one of them ties back into this. So if he's got the guard, what I want to do is get the can opener position, prop his head up right against the cage here, and then I want to start working my strikes. He's tricky. He's going to open his guard for me and tempt me to pass, and because that's what I've been doing for my whole life, passing the guard, I'm going to fall for it. As I pass here, he's going to make sure he gets an underhook, and he's going to get up to his elbow. He's going to get up to his hand and his knee. I'm going to drive into the cage. He's already starting to get head position. Now from here, his hand can either be up high on my trap, or it can be around my waist. Either way, he's going to bump my back leg with his left leg here, and he's going to pull his elbow down to his hip. That's going to reverse me into the cage, and now he's going to use the cage rip technique that we just covered to finish this off. So right there, Christian went from being smashed into the cage to getting up, reversing me, and putting me into the cage. Let's do it once in regular speed. Perfect, okay. Now we've got him smashed up into the cage, and same setup. He opens the guard for me to pass. I take the bait. He gets up to his elbow, but I rip his hand out. He's going to do it again, knowing that that's what I do. And as I pull this out, he's going to climb up backwards, get to his knees, and end in a quarter position. So, one more time. I put him up against the cage. I'm posturing up to strike. He's protecting as best he can, and he opens the guard. I take the bait. He starts to try and climb up, which was number one, but I'm taking that out. He goes over and gets on top. Great. Okay, so that was the ground and pound and cage techniques we covered. Now we're going to jump into the other thing he wanted, which was more ground and pound and arm triangles. So let's go ahead and snap down to quarter position. So So the way we work quarter position today, he's going to jam his left knee into my ankle.
Okay, hold on.
Which is right here.
Okay.
That makes it hard for me to pull guard while he's controlling my hip on this side. He's basically locking my hips down, so I can't pull guard if that's where I wanted to go. Now, most guys from here are going to cover up, so he's going to take his right hand on my bicep and rip it away from my face, which is going to open up the right punch here. Boom. Okay, now that I've felt that, this time when he rips my arm, I'm going to keep it attached to my face so I don't get hit, which is going to open up the hammer fist on this side. Now that I know that, I'm going to keep both hands really tight, not let him punch me. Except he's slipping in the uppercut from underneath, which pops my head up and opens up the right punch again and the hammer fist. When I've had enough of all this molestation of my face here, I'm going to try and climb out. Because I'm unable to pull guard and I can't sit here any longer, I have to do something. So as I start to climb out, he's going to shoot this knee, putting his shin inside here on top of my thigh. At the same time, his hand comes across and he gets his left hook in. Now he's just going to slowly fall over my head, putting his shoulder to the mat. Good. All right, so one more time. You don't have to go super fast, but just flow with it now. He snaps, he spins, he rips me open, he punches, he rips me open, he hammers. He uppercuts, he punches, and he hammers. I've had enough, I go to climb away. And he gets the short choke from behind. Now, Christian wanted arm triangles because he said that was his favorite submission, so we're going to go from the same position. He snaps, he spins to quarter, and he goes through the same punching series. And after he's tormented me enough with that, what he's going to do is he's going to pull this arm open, punch up for a spiral right here, and right into the arm triangle. So one more time on that. He snaps, spins, opens, punches, or spiral right, and takes the arm triangle. Okay, next arm triangle we covered was from the guard. Christian has wrist control. I'm going to rip my right hand away, and as I go to punch, he's going to pull me in, pass the arm through, and he's going to get the arm triangle. If he wants to finish it, he's going to move his hips out to that side. If he wants to finish on top, he's going to move his hips the opposite direction, kick his left leg out, and bridge over. And finally, arm triangle from the back. So he's going to get a lasso. Rather than going for the typical rear naked choke, he's going to bait me by taking this leg off. I'll either take the bait and go through, or I showed him a way to force me through that path, which is by hooking here and kicking me over. Once I go over, he's going to slide right into the arm triangle and finish there. And that's what we put together for Christian's upcoming fight and his request for ground and pound, cage techniques, and arm triangles. Good luck in your fight, man. Thanks so much for coming out. Hopefully we'll see you next year in the 2013 Damage Control Camp.
Thanks.